I will say that when we cast him, he looked nothing like me.
You're like,
yeah.
Well, I mean, like he had the porno
stash.
stash, and then he was bald. Like there was no similarity. I mean, then he showed up on set, and like he hadn't like shaved in a couple of months. Actually, we learned later on that Mike is very bad at regrowing facial hair. We actually came back a year after finished shooting to shoot some additional scenes, and he had 2 weeks to regrow his facial hair, and it wasn't even close.
Continuity is
notice.
not my thing.
I actually didn't notice at all.
Yeah. Well, we luckily hit a lot of those scenes. He's in water, or he's in the dark, so it's hard to tell.
Oh, I
but,
see, yeah.
True.
Or high angles, but yeah, does not grow facial hair very quickly at all. I will also pimp out one of his projects because I actually think it's not a better performance than Phobia, but that it's a really excellent performance. If you have the chance to get your hands on it, check out Sheer, which he also plays one of the lead characters in. It's a really phenomenal movie.
Thanks,
and
man.
he gives a really impressive performance in it. It's also a really good movie. I mean, we went to, was it the premiere or was it just a screening?
Yeah, we had a very limited theatrical release here in New York. And then surprisingly, we had a widespread theatrical out in Italy, of all places.
Awesome.
Which is where the where the director is from. So yeah, it's played there, and now I think it's like on VOD out in it's out in Europe, like in the UK, but they haven't brought it here yet. I'm not entirely sure why. So I don't even have a copy myself.
Well,
but
it's an
if you
excellent
can
movie.
get your hands on, thanks, man. Thank you very much.
Well, I think, did I miss anything? Is there anything you guys want to plug? Is anything?
Yeah, I mean, I got a bunch of stuff.
Oh,
that I can plug.
hit me with it. Yeah,
Do it.
Well, I mean, obviously the film comes out in basically about 2 months. Comes out November 25th. Hopefully, we'll get some foreign distribution for it too. But I mean, we've got my producer Elias has a film that he helped produce that's coming. He actually wrote the film and helped produce that's coming out relatively soon. He co-produced it with Joe Dante.
Dark.
Yeah, Dark. Which I don't know if you've seen the trailer for, but looks phenomenal. It's set here in New York during the blackout a couple of years ago. And a woman basically has not a psychotic break, but she has some mental issues and things really fall apart for her and she's being potentially stalked during this blackout. It looks beautiful. It's a scary script. And he also has his new project, which he's getting off the ground right now, called A, which is I don't want to call it a supernatural thriller, but I guess that's an appropriate title,
that's appropriate
having read the
for it.
script.
Yeah.
It's about a guy who never really got off over the death of his sister, and so believes that her spirit is still out there, and through searching for her spiritually, manages to bring her back into the corporeal world. And things go horribly wrong from there. And it's a really powerful script. It's got a lot of his emotional stuff because his sister actually died when he was very young.
Oh, man.
So there's a lot of real emotion in it. It's a really powerful script. And they've got some pretty impressive names attached to it. Tristan Risk from American Mary has already signed on to play the sister in it.
Cool.
They got a couple of other big name people. So they just they're going to get started on that relatively soon. They just hooked up with the October people who did The Invoking and the Device, which just came out. They're helping him produce it, so that should be really cool. And he and I actually just started working on the script to the sequel of his first feature, Gut. He and I have been working on that for the last couple of months. We're co-plotting it and I'm writing it, which basically involves us being on the phone and me going, yo, you know what would be really fucked up? Like if this happened, and him going, yeah, let's do that. That's fucked up. Let's do that, which is really cool. And we just started scripting my next film. My good friend Corey Stevens is writing it. He just delivered the second draft literally this morning, or yesterday morning actually, and I haven't even had a chance to sit down and read it. But it's going to be my one attempt at found footage. I want to try my hand at found footage since I generally hate found footage films. So I want to see if I can make one
do it better
that I don't hate.
I think Dave Lute had some found footage in his fucking pants right there. Now, because we didn't hit this before, but
sure.
As a filmmaker, what do you what's your wish? You want to keep working on larger films, or do you love indie? Or
the one thing Phobia taught me is that I never want to make a movie with my own money ever again.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, okay.
That's what it comes down to. If I can get other people to give me money to make a movie, that's all I really want. I'm fine doing lower budget stuff. I'd like something a little bit more than a no budget film, not basically a micro budget film. But as long as I'm not like putting myself into debt or like charging out all of my credit cards in order to get this movie made, mainly because my wife will divorce me if I try to do that again.
Right, you only get like one or
Yeah.
maybe
One
two of
pass.
those.
No, there's no two. There's that one, and that was it. Like that is done.
Yeah.
She put the kibosh on that, and we're never shooting in a home that we live in ever again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, as long as I can make movies and hopefully have them make enough that I can repay the people that were involved,
Right.
I'm happy with that. You
Yeah.
know, most of my ideas are not so large scale that they need a Hollywood budget.
Mhm.
If my dream of dreams is maybe like a $1 million film.
Right.
If I could get that much, that means I could have a real crew, real equipment, a real production schedule, not beg, borrowing, and stealing to get the movie made, but that's not necessary.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way. I keep thinking of Oculus, and I was like, initially heard the budget, $5 million. I was like, oh, that's fucking cheap.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, what are they? They were in a house, and it was just a mirror.
Yeah.
They had what? I was like, what the fuck?
I mean, they had 2 name actors in it. They had 2
Yeah.
really talented actresses in it that like have good indie
They were
cred.
good. Yeah.
Or not
Yeah.
indie cred, but like genre cred, that I'm sure helped them get it out there too.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was good. It's it's just like, god damn. But
Yeah.
if you had like even $500,000,
Yeah.
like you would make that dollar stretch, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You got to make it stretch because otherwise your movie doesn't get made.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's really fascinating though. But yeah, so Phobia is coming out. What is it? November
25th.
November 25th.
Right
it's
before
coming
Thanksgiving.
on
Something to be thankful for.
DVD.
DVD. I'm not sure where else. Definitely DVD. Hopefully Redbox. Image doesn't get a lot of stuff on Netflix, so I assume probably not Netflix, but fuck them anyway.
No, they're
Yeah.
fucking. They threw the indies under the bus
Yeah,
anyway.
they're only interested in their own productions now, so whatever.
Yeah, they're subpar fucking TV series.
Yeah.
Oh man, speaking of accents, I love Kevin Spacey, but his like whatever Savannah plantation owner's wife accent he's doing in House of Cards, man.
Yeah, I can't even do it. I was gonna try and do it.
Actually, every time he does it, all I can think of is Jon Stewart's impression of Lindsey Graham.
Oh, really?
Yeah, exactly.
Say.
Oh. Yeah, exactly. Well, anyway, no, it's been a pleasure having you guys on the show.
And thank you for inviting us.
Yeah, come back on.
Yeah.
When the movie comes out and
Sure.
stuff like that. So
I'll bring somebody else. I'll bring a new flavor.
I think
with
you
me.
should.
well, Michael Jefferson, thanks so much for coming on the show. Really appreciate it. And Rory Douglas Abel, it's been great, and we'll see you next time.
Excellent. I look forward to it.